All right, just a little Sunday morning jam for you, if you want to call it that. Man, I've got just a minute here. I wanted to get you guys a video in. About to have to bust ass out of here and get my stuff together and head to the pool. Meeting a couple friends down at the Soho House, which is a pretty cool little spot here in Nashville. Very chill Sunday hang. Go try to get a little sun, and then jump into a hell of a week and go spend a couple days in Nashville with a really good friend of mine on Wednesday. So playing the gig tomorrow, and just looking forward to having some fun this summer, getting out a little bit. Going to do the New York City thing with Oz on June 29th. I'll be up there the 28th, 29th, and through the 3rd. So a nice little New York City hang. Be staying at a nice hotel there in Soho, and then kind of living the life. And then I go to the Newport Folk Festival with John Oates, and have a couple days there to hang out, and then visit some friends up there. Billy Strings is playing, Jason Isbell, Los Lobos, a bunch of those guys. David Hidalgo, who we've hung here in Nashville. I always buy him a Bud Light every time I see him. He's been hanging in the neighborhood before. Billy Joel just had breakfast right around the corner from my house, man. It's pretty funny. This neighborhood is really crazy. Not to drop names, but in Nashville, I always say you're either a name dropper or a nobody. There are people look at you two different ways. There's no in between. Got a nice message from Billy BFG. He's over in Europe. He sent me a nice long text message. Man, he's the coolest guy in the world. He sends these photos, and then his text was like this long, and it's like somebody. It's the text equivalent of somebody sitting down and handwriting a letter. I mean, you can tell the thought and the time and the focus and the presence and mindfulness, any of those words you want to use. I mean, it's just amazing. Like the busiest guy in the world touring through Europe, and he's composing these amazing texts with proper punctuation and all the stuff, Anyway, moving right along. Fun week coming up, fun month coming up, fun summer coming up. Going to Spain in September. We're booking that trip. Spain will be a show in Madrid, and then a clinic over there, but mainly just vacation. The guys are going to show me around. Nacho and a couple guys over there that I met. Equine veterinarians. They do the Andalusian horses. They're big equine vets. This guy and his wife over there that's kind of showing me the ropes for the first time in Spain. That'll be the coast between Barcelona and Valencia. So, and then we'll travel all over the place as you do. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys a little something here. This is something that I think is going to be very useful for you as a practice regimen, and also an ear training, and just overall great guitar goodness here. I'm in D. I've got my D dropped. That was a little improv by a melody that I was inspired by my buddy and old musical compadre Jerry Douglas, the great greatest dobro player that ever lived, with Alison Krauss and all those great records with Bela Fleck and Tony Rice and everybody. He's played on everything. Amazing guy, still a great friend of mine, and him and his family. And Jerry's just a super guy. We were out on the road for 6 or 7 years together, played on a bunch of his records, and then we opened up for Paul Simon and his great band with Steve Gadd and all the Africans, Vincent McGeaney and all those guys. We got to know all those guys. We were out opening up for Paul for 3 months, man. This must be the name dropping episode, but you know, I gotta let you guys know that I've been out there and done some shit, you know. Anyway, starting to get some good highway miles on me here at 44 years old. I know that's young. I do. I know that's young. I hang out with a lot of 75-year-olds, and trust me, I keep it all into perspective. I always say about Billy and Oates and all those cats, you know, you don't get to be that cool until you're that old. I mean, because we're just trying to figure shit out at this point, anything at all. So, getting back to this. Here's a really good thing. Just take these big shapes that I've been preaching about forever and start compartmentalizing them down to 3 strings. Because the goal of all this is to break this down and reduce until we can see the big chords, the triads, the double notes, and then ultimately the single notes when you guys want to solo on the guitar. Trust me, I know that. And there's not one lick I could play on this guitar that I couldn't tell you exactly what chord shape it came from. Any lick ever that I've ever played, or fill, or double stop, or whatever. So take these chords, like let's take D, since I've already got my dropped D thing going here. Let's take the proper triads on just the G, B, and E string. So we're going to break this up into this first group of 3 strings, and then we're going to do the B, G, and D, the G, D, A, and then the D, A, E string. So first this, proper triad D shape, proper triad A shape, proper triad E shape, back to square one D shape. Now I'm not going to break this down because, you know, you got to pay for my real lessons for that. So anyway, you know, I'm kind of kidding, but not really. So now we go to the next shape. Now we're playing out of the same chord shapes, but we're going to go to the next set of 3 strings and the next triads. So all the proper triads on these strings, just the proper triads. You don't get a proper triad in the G shape on that, right? So then the next one, then the next one, and then to get this one. That's all your triads on all 3 strings in D, right? So now we just take, now we're gonna know those, right? You gotta know those. But now you're gonna go, okay, well, good does that do me? I've got those memorized. Okay, great. Okay, well now incorporate the 1, 4, 5 with the same concept on 3 strings. D, G, A, D. G, A, D, G, A, D. So that's coming from big shape, then, and then, so you got to look at those and see, okay, well, where's that triad coming from? Well, that's coming from the E-shaped G chord. That's coming from the E-shaped A chord. Now we're back to the A-shaped D chord, right? So we're seeing this. Okay, well now, you don't just want to memorize that linearly. It's Sunday morning. Okay, it's early, kind of. Depending on what part of the world you're telecasting from. Here on the early show here. So watch this. So if I go, now I'm going to look at these really important sections here. So if I go here, let's use this one. A shape D, G. But instead of jumping up here in sequence every time, I'm going to break it up and go. Or. Now I'm starting to hear. You can hear that sound, just that sounds like music. Because the notes shit, sorry. There I go, there you go. That way you can hear it, but look, that's what's really going on inside those chords. If you just take one note at a time, you can hear the actual harmony. So this would be, again, that's playing the chords with the notes. Okay, don't get lost in that. But this is what I'm talking about. This kind of exercise right here, where I'm going to the D triad and using the scale note, but seeing it with these chords. So okay, that's D to G, G to D. Now that's an A7, because I can't resist that melody. So so here, let's go here. So I'm going A shape D up to G, right? So right? Now we're starting to see how to connect this stuff, right? That's just 3 strings right here in this. This is a great example, actually. Watch this. That's an A7. Because there's my A, there's my A7. So it's all right there. Never left the E, B, and G string. So again, right? So let's try this again. Let's see. Let's do here again. So that's the same as going here. So those are the same notes. The G, right? So, but I'm marking the G. I'm coming back and hitting the 5 and 1 and the 3 there. So building that triad. That's why you're hearing the chords. I'm not just going. It's created with building these triads. That marks the chord. Then I'm melody down. Connecting. These are your melody notes. That's the scale, right? But I'm using them in a way. That's all triads and all 3 strings, right? D7, right into your G. Okay, well that time I played all 6 strings, but okay, so that's, you know, this is not rocket science playing, but it's also, you know, it's very, I'm trying to keep this kind of in this 3-string thing, but there's some beautiful melodies and stuff you can play out of here. I mean, and then once you start seeing this stuff here, then it's like, you'll see. I'm trying to stick to these 3 strings, right? That's all on the 3 strings. I'm not I didn't hit the D string at all. So that is where this is going. That's all I'm gonna say. That's like, if you could start just getting into seeing, you know, just that, you're gonna be off to the races. I'm telling you, this is not like learn how to be a rock star and solo with your finger in 10 minutes. We're not selling that bullshit on here. Not me, not Jack, not Uncle Larry. You know, I don't know what these other guys are teaching, but this is what, we're not hiding anything here. Yes, if you want to do a one-on-one lesson and ask me questions and get a full-blown video, you know, doing the deep dive and me breaking all this stuff down in real time for you. Of course, we offer tons of tiers of private lessons. I've been doing tons of Nashville guitar immersion experiences. I did one yesterday for a dentist in Florida. I'm doing one tomorrow, playing the gig. We're hammering this stuff out, man. We're learning. I'm learning stuff too, and how to break this down. I mean, this is all, we're all in this together. And we're not selling used tires here, folks. This is the real shit. This is what we use daily and have for 35 years to navigate our way through the guitar. This is where music lives. But we have to have these fundamentals for the light bulb to hit. So check the links below. All the t-shirts, the GT Trio, the East Nashville Guitar Club, the record with Book. We're waiting on the artwork and to get it mastered, and then that'll be wrapping up. Lots of cool stuff. Osnoy in New York at the bitter end with Sean Pelton and Andy Hess from Saturday Night Live. Sean Pelton, the great drummer. Lots of exciting stuff. Stay tuned to the channel. It's growing. I appreciate you guys. Thanks a bunch for all the really kind, motivating comments. I had one dipshit on here saying some just ridiculous stuff that didn't make any sense. It's hard for me not to pin those to the top and just let you piranhas rip those guys apart, because, you know, it does kind of suck. But anyway, the positive comments from the guys that know who you are, those by far outweigh anybody that's locked in their basement that just doesn't and never will get what we're doing here, okay? So that's all I got to say. Have a great Sunday. I'm going to go to the pool and chill out before ramping up again for a great weekend. New website coming soon. The list of projects is endless, trying to stay in shape. Don't forget to eat some fruits and vegetables and get out and get some exercise. I'm talking to myself here, guys. So, all right, thanks again. See y'all soon. Hope you got something out of that, and more to come. All right, cheers.